Welcome back to the podcast. I feel so honored that you are here listening to the show. I hope today's message does not disappoint. We're going to be diving in to spring cleaning. It's important this time of year, I feel like, to really declutter, and that can go for all things. So if you have so much junk inside of your mind, how can you expect to live a life free from the struggle and obsession around food and your body? Girl, today we are going to declutter. We are going to let some things go. Let's clean what no longer needs to be part of who we are, and let's step into the very best version of you in this next season. Here we go.
Hey girl, welcome to the Her Best Self podcast. I'm Lindsay Nickel, former competitive figure skater and perfectionist, turned God-led imperfect boy mom and digital CEO. If you find yourself constantly thinking about food and wondering if you'll wake up one day free from the obsessive thoughts and behaviors controlling your life, then I've created this podcast for you, because I know exactly what it's like to be a downright hot mess trapped in a destructive cycle of disordered eating. I finally found freedom, and you can too, girlfriend. So if you're ready to heal your relationship with food and body and break the chains of control and show up in your best health, then grab your favorite Tarjay journal and let's get to it, so you can start living your best life as your best self.
Girl, hey, and happy Thursday if you're listening in real time to the podcast. And if you're joining us and it's a different day, happy that day as well. I am bringing it to you this week double time, and I plan to do so from this point forward. So as part of my refresh in my business, I felt like so many of you have been asking for more podcast episodes. And because it's on my heart to serve you in the best way possible, I want to pour into you. I truly feel God put on my heart to get my voice out to the world. And therefore, I'm going to double the content that you guys listen to every single week. And if you're in this place, I want you to know that this is a safe zone. I am here for you and I see you. And I would love for you to join us over in our private community. You can find it in the link below, but I want to really dive in today. It is spring break. I swear it's always a fun and challenging time of the year, because while all of the birds are chirping out my window and all of the flowers are growing in my yard, my kids are also home. Actually, my oldest is home. My youngest goes to a year-round school, but my oldest is home, and he is asking the 25 questions of, Mom, what are we doing today? Mom, what are we doing today? And so I had a chunk of my day-to-day to record this episode. I wanted to talk about something called clutter. Clutter. Spring break is really a time where I try to set some time aside to do some spring cleaning. It's a time where I try to declutter something in my life and really let go of something, whether it be all of the kids' clothes, or whether it be my own, or whether it be organizing. And it's kind of like a breath of fresh air, regardless of all of the different things that we have going on. And I wanted to come in today to the mic because I feel like this is something that is extremely important in eating disorder recovery, is really refreshing and springing up and generating a new perspective to give ourselves that clarity and that self-love to really start a fresh, clean state. And even though it's not the new year, I feel like spring actually feels very clean. Am I right? I know I'm not alone with this. So when I talk about today decluttering and spring cleaning, what I really want to talk about is two different concepts. One is going to be really the closet clean out. Okay, so we're talking about the physical, the tangible clean out, the organization, the let's get some stuff tidy type clean out. Okay, and then the other clean out I'm talking about is the core clean out. When I say core clean out, I essentially mean the intangibles, the heart song clean out, the identity if you've been identifying in your eating disorder brain for far too long, and navigating the true self that I talk about all the time on the podcast, but also navigating the thoughts in your mind and discovering new ways and more refreshing coping mechanisms to help unravel those unhealthy behaviors and patterns that maybe you tried to squash in the new year. And essentially, here we are in April, and we're still experiencing the pain, the disruption, the frustration, the overwhelm, the anxiety. I want to share today just a couple of different principles that will help benefit your life in so many ways. And of course, I'm going to tie this back to eating disorder and disordered eating and really pressing forward to your best self, because I truly feel like we all need to let go of some things. In fact, if you're a coaching client of mine, one of the first things that we talk through together in our private one-on-one sessions is, instead of adding more to your plate, what can you let go of? What is no longer serving you? I find this so refreshing, because I have ladies that come to me and they're like, okay, I'm going to follow this meal plan and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to take on this and I want to set a goal here and I want to do this. And yes, in our perfectionistic type mindset and our go-getter high achieving mindset, we have our running to-do list. But sometimes the very things that we need to do is to not do. And that is to let go of things that we no longer should be doing and are no longer serving our life. And so clutter can increase stress and anxiety levels. And maybe right now what you need is a reset. You need a spring clean, clear out the confusion. You need a fresh perspective. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions today. What can you remove in your life to create more peace? What can you remove in your life that is going to create more peace? This is going to give you some guidance in terms of a closet clean out or a core clean out. Okay, so we're going to look at both different lenses of this. Closet clean out is your physical, your tangible clean out. Maybe that's actual clothes. Maybe you have been in a smaller body for quite some time and you are going through recovery and experiencing some body changes. I want you to know that's okay. It's normal and you're not alone. I've been there, friend. And I know it's one of the hardest things, or maybe that's your biggest fear right now. And what a lot of us want to do is hold on to those tangibles because it gives us a sense of comfort. Maybe the opposite is true for you. Maybe you are going through this experience of stopping with binging on food. And so you really are trying to find a more holistic, healthier, intuitive way to live and to experience a better relationship with food. And so cleaning out the closet can seem really hard because you've got clothes that may no longer fit you and you're scared and afraid to let them go. What is that going to mean? But friend, I'm here to tell you that when you remove things like clothes that no longer fit you from your life, from your closet, you're actually creating more space for something new that's going to create more peace. Okay. And I want you to lean in here. I know that this can be one of the most horrific exercises if you're dealing with and experiencing a newer body from healing. And I want you to know that it's okay. It's okay. Clothes are made for you. It's not the other way around, sister. Okay. We aren't designed to fit into a pair of pants because of what the number says on the tag. Clothes are made for you. And during my recovery process, trying on clothes was very triggering for me. And so to let go of that prior self, that false self that I no longer wanted to be because of the pain and the destruction that I was doing to my body, I had to let go of clothes that no longer fit. What I call this in recovery coaching with my private clients is we talk about trashing the triggers. And so maybe you need to trash some triggers today. If you know that the best version of yourself does not equate to eating 500 calories a day because you want to live life to the fullest because you are worthy and you deserve that, and you're here to find freedom from food so that you can live a life that you've only dreamed of, then I encourage you to trash the triggers. What that looked like for me in that time was literally throwing away. Actually, there's two things or three things you can do here. You can throw away and make it a goodbye eating disorder body type experience, which is very, very, very a real life funeral type experience. I'm no longer going to be at that place and I'm saying goodbye. And so you can toss it. Okay. You can trash the trigger or you could donate them. There are so many folks that need things. And it was something that was truly inspiring and helpful for me was to donate my items that I no longer needed. And also you can sell them. So maybe if you're looking for some income, you might want to take an opportunity to go through your stuff. I'm not encouraging trying anything on at this point. I'm just saying if you know you and you know you're on the best path forward, get rid of stuff that reminds you of comfort of ways that are no longer serving your life. Becoming and involving and learning is going to require leaving things behind that are no longer serving. Because clothes is an example of holding on to those past memories. I'll give you an example. I had a favorite pair of jeans when I was anorexic. And those jeans were super satisfying to me because they weren't even a size 00. I was shopping in the girls department in my 20s. And for whatever reason in my eating disorder brain, that told me that I had succeeded at life because I was smaller than a woman my age. But when I went through recovery and I experienced the purging of those pair of jeans, girl, there was something inside of my core being that came alive that day. It was a commitment to recovery. It was a commitment to let go what was no longer serving me. Because the truth is, I was way more than a pair of jeans. I was worth so much more than being in a little girl's pair of pants. If you are having difficulty with kind of cleaning out the tangibles, then I encourage you, let it go. Trash the triggers. Have someone come over to help support you. Have a clean out closet party. Do whatever you need and really just let some of the things go because when you let it go, you can bring in room for the healing journey and the healing process to begin. Okay, so maybe that's clothes. Maybe it's items in your pantry. Maybe it's triggering foods. Maybe it is something in your pantry that you go to binge on and you purge out later. And maybe it's something that right now you just need to get out so that you can get on with the very best version of who you are becoming. Get out, get it out. Trash the triggers. And maybe in terms of a tangible experience, it's not even necessarily clothes or pantry, but it's rearranging furniture. Or can you organize your desk or your space? Okay, so another question that I really want you to sit with is what behaviors, habits, and situations around you, like your situational environment, do you need to change in order to bring a fresh new perspective and energy into your space? Because when we gain that energy and we gain a fresh new experience, creating new healthy dynamic for our life, we actually limit and lose confusion. And if you've been sitting with a place of depression and anxiety, all this stuff, all this junk, and what we're really holding on to isn't even the stuff, it's what it means. And if you've been doing that, it's time to let it go. And I say that from a closet clean out, but I also say that from a core clean out. Remove any and everything that's not aligned with your internal truth. What no longer is serving you needs to be trashed. Trash the triggers. Also, I want to talk a little bit about mental clarity. Is there something that you can do today to create more clarity and bring new energy and perspective? How can you create more space for the good thoughts, for the good and the positive behaviors, and start cleaning out and decluttering in your mind the negative ones? For me, it was journaling. I've talked a lot about that. I still have an upcoming episode that I cannot wait to share with you all about journaling. But it's that chitter chatter in between your ears. It's like you have this eating disorder voice on your left shoulder and you have your true self on your right shoulder. A core clean out, a mental clean out session is really just letting it go. Gain new perspective. Sit with yourself and go, what do I need right now to let go of, to remove from my mind that's no longer serving me? Maybe it did last year, maybe it did 20 years ago, but this is keeping me stuck and it's no longer serving me in the direction that I'm headed now. Can you create a new, refreshing space in your home? And maybe that will also create a new, refreshing place in your mind. For me, I sit in the same chair every single morning when I'm journaling or talking to God or just really getting present and intentional with my mind and my thoughts. And in order to create that sense of harmony, that sense of tranquility, and release the stress and anxiety, it's important that I've made that place for myself a place that I enjoy, a place that feels safe. And if there is an environment in which you're living or a room in which you've said negative behaviors 500 times, it's time to trash the triggers. It's time to spruce it up. It's time to refreshen it, and it's time to get a fresh spring, new perspective. Clutter can make you feel unmanaged and it can make you feel disorganized. But when you simplify, I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. It impacts your mental health and it gives you this feeling of being accomplished. And for those of us who have struggled with disordered eating and we just want to control all the things, it gives you almost a sense of purpose. And so it can be very, very healing to declutter and to clean and to really get this orderly type of accomplishment that doesn't involve restricting or overeating. It can create a more sense of relaxation for you. And it also actually helps with your self-esteem because you're no longer sitting there and telling yourself that you're not good enough because you failed again on something. You feel accomplished. What does that look like for you in your life today? I want you to really sit with this week, and I want you to ask yourself, what can I remove in my life to create more space for peace? Where can I simplify my life that is going to create positive behaviors, positive habits? What do I need to let go of? Is it a person? Is it something that I'm used to doing all the time? Is it tangibles? What does it look like for me in my life? Another thing that I really want to talk about today is how can you create that environment? When we think about spring, the first scent that comes to my mind is lemon or a fresh bouquet of flowers. I just was doing some research before the podcast episode today to get a little bit more understanding around scents. And researchers actually say 75% of all emotions generated on a given day are due to the sense of smell. So 75% of our emotions are linked to what we smell. So if that is true, this comes from the Smell and the Taste Clinic. But if this is truth and proven scientific knowledge, then what I'm sharing with you today is sprucing something up in your life, such as lighting a candle, decluttering, organizing, really rearranging, cleaning, getting that fresh perspective is going to increase your relief, your mental clarity. It actually promotes mental clarity just by your scent that you smell. And what's really, really, really cool and something that I found as well, when you bring fresh new energy into your life, think of a lemon scent, this actually increases your productivity by 54%. 54%. Simply from smelling lemon. Girl, I don't know about you, but I'm going to get my Miss Myers all up in here with some lemon. What's your favorite scent, by the way? I would love to hear it. Send us over an email at info@lindsaynickel.com. And I'd love to hear your favorite scent. I'd also love to have you pop it over in the Facebook group. You can find that in the show notes. Girl, I just wanted to share today. Something was part of my pep in the step this morning when I woke up was like, I need to get on the mic and talk about a fresh new perspective because you, yes, I'm talking to you need to let go of things that are no longer serving you so you can make space for all that you're meant to do here. How can you expect to heal your food and body relationship if you're just piling on more to-dos? How can you expect to create a fresh new energy in your life if you are confused and overwhelmed? When we simplify, we actually create clarity for our life. And if you want to experience a life free from this trap and the struggle of an eating disorder, then we need to clean out the clutter. So I encourage you today to clean out your closet, clean out the pantry, or clean out whatever tangibles you need that are going to help you become the very best version of you. And I also encourage you today to clean out your mind. Where can you lean in that is no longer serving you? What thoughts are no longer welcome? I hope that this message has blessed your heart, and I cannot wait to hear from you. If you're looking for accountability and support and you are tired of living this life chained and trapped and caged and crawling out of your skin, wishing there was a better way than food controlling your life and your mind, apply today for one-on-one personalized coaching. My schedule is filling up very fast, but I know that there are women that I'm speaking to right now. And girl, that's probably you. And if you're looking for somebody to guide you along this path and this journey, apply now. You can go to lindsaynickel.com, fill out the client application, and I will get back to you in 24 hours. I hope you have a blessed, fresh day with new perspective. I'll talk to you soon, girl. Until next time.
Oh, friend, thank you so much for letting me share what was on my heart today. My hope for this podcast is to help more women find freedom from food and body. If this has empowered or blessed you, let me know. I'd be honored for your rating and review of my show, and I'd love to connect with you in my private Facebook community. You really can move from perfection to purpose. Let's break the chains together. I'll help navigate the way. Until next time, bye for now, girl.